Operating a powered pallet jack looks pretty easy. You just twist a handle and the machine moves backward and forward. Hit a button and the load raises up. Twist the handle again and you're on the move. So, is it easy to operate one of these? Sure. How about dangerous? Absolutely. Just ask someone who's gotten a leg pinned between the machine and a fixed object, or had a few toes run over, or someone who's been hit by a falling load.
Most people don't realize that powered pallet jacks are heavy pieces of machinery that can cause some serious injury. Unlike forklifts, where the operator is protected by a steel cage, powered pallet jacks offer the operator very little, if any, protection at all. That's why it's important that you take the time to learn what's involved in using a powered pallet jack safely. We're going to cover some of that information in this program. You're going to learn how a powered pallet jack works, how to inspect it, and how to operate it safely.
How a powered pallet jack works is really pretty simple. The design is structured around 3 wheels. 2 wheels are located at the front of the unit, one on each side. The drive wheel is located at the rear of the unit, under the steering handle. This single wheel provides steering and maneuvering. It's also the only braked wheel. On the steering handle, you'll find the hand controls for forward and reverse. To apply the brakes, move the steering handle all the way up or all the way down. Another method to bring the equipment to a halt is by using the electric motor of the machine. This is called plugging. When plugging the equipment, the operator gently switches the controls to the opposite direction from the current direction of travel. The motor applies opposing force to the drive wheel and the machine slows down. As the machine comes to a halt, the controls are returned to neutral. Caution and a light touch on the controls must be used to avoid jarring the equipment and possibly tipping the load.
In general terms, a powered pallet jack is either a walkie, the kind that the operator walks alongside, or a walkie rider, the type that also has a space designed by the manufacturer for the operator to stand, so he or she can either ride on the unit or walk alongside.
Walkies and walkie riders are both battery powered and travel about walking speed. Walkie riders may move a little faster.
Besides type, there are other differences among powered pallet jacks, such as where the controls are located, how high the carriage can raise or lower, even the touch or feel of the vehicle's controls. These are often based on the brand or manufacturer. In your company alone, there may be several different brands and or types of powered pallet jacks, and each may operate a little differently. So to stay safe, it's important to read the manufacturer's operating instructions and get checked out on each new piece of equipment before you begin using it. Well, now that you know how a pallet jack works, you're ready to use it, right? Not quite. As with other equipment, pallet jacks have parts that can wear out or break due to use. A thorough pre-use inspection will help ensure that the powered pallet jack that you're about to use is in good working condition. It only takes a few minutes, and believe me, it's well worth it.
So, how do you know what to inspect? Follow the checklist on your company's pre-use inspection form. This should cover all the areas you need to check to make sure the vehicle is in top condition. Don't forget to look for damage, and check the brakes, controls, and emergency switches, and document all findings on the checklist form. If you find any parts that need replacement or repair, be sure to get these fixed before beginning work, and keep all the inspection forms and repair records on file.
Once the pallet jack passes the inspection, you're ready to go, which brings us to our third area, operating a powered pallet jack safely. Let's start with picking up the load.
As you approach a load, be sure the forks are lowered and squared and wide enough to provide good support. Move under the load as far as possible and make sure it's centered and stable before lifting. Raise the load slowly and steadily until it's high enough for good floor clearance, but low enough for stability. Both forks should be supporting the load. If the load can't be lifted, don't force it. You want to stay within the rated capacity listed on the vehicle. Stability is also an issue with powered pallet jacks that have high lift carriages. These are used to pick and place loads on and off of racks and piled storage. When the forks are raised and carrying a load, the machine is less stable. So go slow and move the machine out only far enough so the load can clear the rack as the forks are lowered. When moving a load with a walkie rider, position yourself so you have the best visibility, either forward or backward, and keep your hands, feet, and head within the boundaries of the vehicle. Remember, all body parts need to stay within the vehicle boundaries at all times, so you don't get hit or stuck against obstacles along the way. Face the direction in which you're traveling so you can watch for bumps or obstacles in your path, as well as overhead and side clearances. Always keep at least one hand on the controls as the load trails. Sound your horn as necessary to alert others. Watch your speed and allow for wide swings around corners.
Avoid sudden starts and stops, and never take on a rider. Never use a powered pallet jack to pull or push other loads or vehicles, or allow others to push or pull your vehicle.
Avoid raising or lowering the load while the vehicle is in motion. Wait until it comes to a full stop first. If you're using a walkie rider, come to a complete stop before stepping off. Steer the load into place using both hands on the controls. Once the load is in place, glance behind you to make sure it's clear, and then carefully reverse direction. If you ever have any questions about a piece of equipment or safe operating guidelines, check the literature from the manufacturer or ask your supervisor.
Powered pallet jacks are a great time saver in the workplace, but don't let their simple design and easy operation give you false security. These machines can be hazardous unless you maintain and operate them properly. So take a few extra minutes to perform inspections, follow the rules, and use safe operating techniques. The time spent will be well worth it in keeping you safe and getting the job done right.